What is going on, people of the internet? My name, of course, is Panther. Welcome your faces back to the channel once again, and today we are going to be kicking off a brand new series, which I am going to be calling Zombies Versus. Now, I know a whole bunch of other YouTubers have done something similar to this, but I want to do it in my own style, so I hope you guys are excited, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started with the very first episode. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be comparing the top two maps, I would say, from Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies, and that would be Gorod Krovi and Der Eisendrache. Now, in this series, I will be comparing things such as maps, weapons, and the whole 9 yards when it comes to zombies. So when I'm grading maps, there's going to be these specific criteria that they have to meet in order to receive a point. I'm going to be grading them on the weapons of the map, the special weapons, if there are any, the layout and design of the map, the fun factor, special zombies, and also the boss zombie battle, if there is one. That's mainly more specifically just for like Black Ops 3 and hopefully Black Ops 4 in the next upcoming maps. Now let's kick this right off with the weapons category, and we're going to be talking about Gorod Krovi first. Now, starting off with Gorod Krovi, obviously there are lots of weapons that we can pick from, a lot of new weapons that were added, and some fun weapons as well. We were all super excited. So diving into it, Gorod Krovi has fun weapons such as PPSH, the Raygun Mark III, the NX Shadow Claws, and the L4 Siege. Now obviously those are some super fun guns to use. The last two aren't very useful. The PPSH, super fun, classic weapon that returned, and the Raygun Mark III, it's just a beast. It's like a mini Gurch device, and it's so cool. It's dual wield, it's pretty cool. I love the Raygun Mark III, and it's just super fun. Now, when it comes to Der Eisendrache, obviously there aren't really any cool new weapons in the map. It's all still just the basic Black Ops 3 weapons. However, there are 5 wonder weapons in this map. There is the original bow that you get for completing all of the dragon statues, and then also the 4 different upgraded versions. There is the lightning bow, the wolf bow, the void bow, and then finally the fire bow. So there are 5 different bows in total that you can use on this map. Now, just because of this and because there are technically more wonder weapons, I'm going to say, on this map, I'm going to go ahead and give the point over to Der Eisendrache. Moving on, let's talk about the specialist weapon in these maps. Now, obviously, since this is Black Ops 3, both of these maps do have specialist weapons, and so let's just jump into GK. Obviously, Gorod Krovi has the Gauntlet of Siegfried, which is pretty cool. It's a dragon that rides around on your hand, he breathes fire, or you can also launch him up into the sky, and he'll start killing the zombies from up there, while you can simply just thrust punch the zombies right in the face, and it kills them. So, the Gauntlet of Siegfried is pretty cool. It has multiple uses, and it's just overall such a cool design. It's a baby dragon that sits on your hand that breathes fire. How much cooler can you get? Now, in getting and acquiring the Gauntlet of Siegfried, it is a pretty tedious process. You first have to acquire the dragon egg, you have to incubate it, you have to kill zombies that are on fire, you gotta do a whole bunch of different steps to get this, and it's quite a lengthy process. Typically, you're not gonna be getting the Gauntlet of Siegfried if you're an average player till about round, I would say, 16. If you're better, obviously you're gonna be getting it sooner. But if you are just an average player, it can be a little difficult to get at times. Now, moving over to Der Eisendrache. Obviously, Der Eisendrache has the Ragnarok DG4, which, I mean, it's basically just a cop of the gravity spikes from multiplayer, but it's still pretty cool. There are 2 different uses that you have for it. Obviously, you can just do the normal ground slam, which kills the zombies all around you, and you can do that multiple times, or you can set them down on the floor and it becomes kind of like a trap for the zombies and they cannot move. So that is obviously a really cool thing that you can do. There are those 2 uses for it. However, it is very simple to acquire, which I do like. There are only 3 parts that you need to get. You can get the first part simply just by going to the rocket launch, click the button, and then going and defending off the zombies until the rocket is done, and then you can pick up the first piece. The second piece you can get and acquire just from jumping between the launch pads from the Wonder Spheres. And then lastly, the last piece you get just by killing the Panzer Soldat, and then boom, there you go. You have your Ragnaroks, go pick a bench, and you can build them. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now for this, yes, while the Der Eisendrache specialist weapon is easier to get, I would have to give the point over to Gorod Krovi just because it is a cooler specialist weapon and it has much more uses to it. Next up, we are going to be talking about the layout and design of the maps. Starting off with Gorod Krovi, obviously it takes place in Stalingrad. It is in a different dimension of Stalingrad where there are giant robots and dragons flying all around the city, and that is a pretty cool thing as well. Now, Gorod Krovi is broken up into 3 different parts. You have basically the center where you spawn in, which is Belinsky Square, then you can run into the tank factory, there's the supply depot, or also finally you have the Dragon Command Center. So it's overall a pretty simple and pretty easy layout. Anywhere you want to go is very easily accessible, and it does not take too much time and effort to get from one place to another. Now, when it comes to Der Eisendrache, obviously it is just a castle, and that is pretty cool in itself. A castle theme is super incredible. I actually love the idea, and I think I love castles just as much as Jason Blundell. Now when it comes to Der Eisendrache, obviously it's pretty much just one big circle. You have the spawning room, and then you can basically just run in a giant circle, and then you have the Undercroft area. It's a pretty cool design. I really do actually like it, and it does not take too long to travel because there is the Wonder Sphere. Now it was very hard to make up my decision for this, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to award the full point to Der Eisendrache just because it has a very cool theme to it, and then I'm going to also give Gorod Krovi a half a point just because Gorod Krovi really does have a cool layout and a pretty cool design. However, I think a castle is cooler than Stalingrad. Sorry. Now when it comes to the special zombies in Gorod Krovi, we have the introduction of the Russian Mangler, we also have the Valkyrie drone, and then we have the electric zombies, which the Valkyrie drone creates. Now obviously these are super cool. The Russian Mangler is like a Panzer Soldat kind of on steroids and a little bit more overpowered, and you can have multiple of those at once. The Valkyrie drone is really just annoying. It doesn't do much to you, it kind of just phases you a little bit, but that thing takes so long to kill. The best way to kill it obviously is just shooting off all of the legs, and then it finally just commits suicide. That's pretty much the easiest way to do it. However, if you're trying to kill it just by bullets, you're going to be wasting a lot of ammo. And then finally the electric zombies. These things are just annoying. They're just super annoying. I hate the electric zombies. They're really just made to piss you off. They do look cool, however. Then going over to Der Eisendrache, you obviously have the Hellhounds, which is just the, normal Hellhounds that we are used to seeing, and then also the return of the Panzer Soldat. Now this Panzer does not have a claw. This one, however, has shock charges that decides to stun you, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I think the Panzer Soldat in Black Ops 3 has more health than it does in Black Ops 2. However, there are a lot of easy ways to kill the Panzer Soldat in Der Eisendrache, mainly using the Death Ray and then just spamming the hell out of it with a shotgun. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to have to give the point over to Gorod Krovi just because the special zombies in those maps are so much cooler than the ones in Der Eisendrache. Going over the boss battle in both of these maps, they both do have some pretty cool boss battles. So starting off with Gorod Krovi, obviously you have the dragon that you have to kill first. He's breathing fire everywhere, it's absolutely insane. And then once you kill the dragon, you think, oh, all is good and well, but then you have to realize, oh, we gotta kill Nikolai, and he's in a giant mech suit. So killing Nikolai, I feel like, is the hardest part of the boss fight. It is incredibly difficult. There's still the zombies, there's still the Russian Manglers, and then there's also the Raps that are flying everywhere around you and just blowing up in your face. It's incredibly difficult. Oh my goodness, I love the boss battle though. Then in Der Eisendrache, you have the Giant Keeper battle, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, the Giant Keeper is a really cool thing. There's skeleton zombies chasing around you, there's Hellhounds, and then also the Panzer Soldats that are spawning in. So it is a very hectic boss battle as well. However, it is relatively easy to do. You really only have to shoot out the Giant Keeper about 3 cycles, and then you're really done. If you're better than that, you could pretty much kill him almost instantly. So I'm going to go ahead and give the point to Gorod Krovi. Finally, in this last section, we are going to be going over the fun factor for these maps. Now, this is overall what I feel like is the most important to a map. Overall, if you're not having fun on a zombies map, why play it? Why should it be considered good? So to start off with Gorod Krovi, obviously this is a fun map because it does have the PPSH, it has the Raygun Mark III, it does have the Gauntlet of Siegfried, it has a fire blasting shield, and you can ride dragons over to Pack-a-Punch, which is incredibly insane. Not to mention the Pack-a-Punch camo is super cool. That's not really involved in the map because whatever, the Pack-a-Punch camo doesn't really do too much to affect it. But obviously Gorod Krovi has a lot of things that make the map super fun and very enjoyable. And then when it comes to Der Eisendrache, obviously we have the upgraded bows, there is the Wonder Spheres that can get you around the map very quickly, Anti-Gravity, and the Ragnaroks. Now the Ragnaroks are kind of they are fun at times, but for the most part, I would prefer the Gauntlet. When it comes to Anti-Gravity though, I don't think anything can be topped in another zombies map. Anti-Gravity and running around the room down in the Undercroft is insane. It's so much fun to do. I absolutely love it. It's super cool just jumping high up into the air and sniping the zombies. I absolutely love using the anti-gravity. It is so much fun, you guys. It's ridiculous. So now this one was also kind of hard too, but however, we are going to have to narrow it down. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to award a full point to Gorod Krovi and then half a point over to Der Eisendrache. Now finally finishing this up, let's total up the points. Der Eisendrache has 2.5 points and Gorod Krovi has 4.5 points. Now that means Gorod Krovi is the winner and it is the better map out of the two. Now this is all subjective, this is all my opinion, so if you guys have a differing opinion, if you think Der Eisendrache is better than Gorod Krovi, then definitely post down in the comments below why you think that. Don't be a dick, don't be a jerk about it, it's cool, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and I want to hear what you guys think. I'm just expressing my my opinion about the two maps. Now, thank you all so much for watching this very first episode of Zombies Versus. I am super excited to be making more of these things. If you guys want to see another specific map or a specific weapon or anything else that you want me to compare, then definitely post that down in the comments below as well, and I will try to get to your requests as soon as I possibly can. Anyways, thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more, and leave a like. That definitely helps me out, and it makes me feel, you know, like my opinion is valued a little bit, even though it's really not. Anyways, thank you all so much. My name's Ben Panther, and I will see you in the next one.